One time I ate a pie. I swear to God, I spend more time figuring out an opening line to try to snag new viewers, than I do recording half of the time. It's just like I end up looking around, and I had some ideas on some stuff I wanted to talk about tonight, and I'll probably get to it tonight. But I got on a drawing kick today, and when I do that, sometimes I forget to think about what I want to talk about at night. And thankfully, I had a few ideas written down here. It's dusty. Oh, I never finished talking about my Virginia Beach story the other day. Like I said, I had put it up once and I took it down just to not offend certain people who were in the story. So, I just want to tell you the I don't know, maybe I should just drop it. I can't seem to get this story out without stepping on people's toes and stuff. We stayed at, I'll just leave it at this. Carol has a family member who works with, what the hell's his name? I almost said John Stewart. That would be nice, wouldn't it? No, John Hewitt, who was Hewitt and something in Hewitt, the tax company, and then he went on to start Liberty Tax, so on and so forth. Anywho, we got to stay at his house a few summers ago. I think I may have told you a little bit about this story, but the part of the story I really wanted to talk about basically was the whole association with good memories in the ocean. And I remember waking up, and it was our family and Carol's sister Kim's family. We were all there hanging out, and in the morning you could go out on this balcony that was off of his bedroom. You couldn't get into his bedroom because that was a no-no. But if you went out on this balcony, you could see the dolphins jumping out of the water in the morning, and it was just awesome. It was just really nice there, and the house was insane. Apparently he's gonna tear it down and rebuild. That must be nice. Anywho, yeah, that was a good summer trip. Even though Virginia Beach is very touristy and a tourist trap, and they sell you the cheapest crap for the most expensive amount of money, it's just stupid. Like, they make so much money there off of crap, it's ridiculous. The problem is it's turned into like you got investors on the maybe not invest, yeah, I think it's investors, on the strip basically, and they try to lure you in with like magic tricks and stuff like that. They're pretty good about it. So I got lured in last time, but nonetheless, even taking that out of the equation, just to be close to the ocean, hear the ocean and the seagulls and just the smells that I associate with, the salt of the water and stuff. I really like Virginia Beach a lot. I know I actually like it in the winter. I've only been there once, I think in the fall. I just drove there for a day. Carol had taken Grayson to Massachusetts. This was going way back. He was like 2. And Gwen had stayed home, or maybe she went too. No, Gwen was, I think, with my mom at the time. So I drove out to go see a movie that was only playing out there, Paranormal Activity. The first one, when it first came out, when it had all the hype, I was like, man, I really want to see this. I'm like, I guess I'll just have to wait for it to come out on DVD. And then I thought, why? What is really stopping you right now? Like, from just driving out there. It's 4 hours, so it's a bit, actually, to Norfolk, which is where the movie was playing. I never found the theater, by the way. Was a 3-hour drive. But I got to the theater, and it wasn't playing at the theater I thought it was, and my car didn't have third gear at the time, so like it was doing some crazy stuff. Halfway to Virginia Beach, it did the insane, when transmissions go and it bucks and it bangs real quick. I was like, oh my god, did I just get hit? And then I realized I didn't. It was my car. But I was halfway there, so I made the decision. Actually, I was over half because I was only going to Norfolk at first, and that was only about an hour from where I was, and I'd already gone 2 hours. I'm like, well, at this point I'm gonna go. So I drove to Norfolk, and I parked at the mall because that's where I thought they were playing, because that was the biggest theater around there. Nope. So I missed the showing I wanted to see because I hadn't decided if I was going to stay overnight. I had enough cash on me that if I decided to stay overnight, I could stay overnight, and then just head back the next day. But it wasn't playing there, and the next showing was at another theater, but it wasn't for like another 3 hours, which meant I would have been locked in for another like 5 hours, and by that point it would have been 10 o'clock at night. Is it worth it to get a hotel room for something you're only going to sleep in like 6 hours and then drive home? It really isn't. So in that case, I decided to drive back. Well, no. At that point, I decided to drive to Virginia Beach. I was like, well, even if I just spend 2 hours here and head back, I'll still get back by 10 tonight, and I can play EverQuest. Because at the time, I was playing a lot. Or EverQuest 2, actually. So, it was a little depressing because I really wanted to see the movie, but at the same time, I didn't really want to spend the money to stay over. I wanted to get home and just hang out and, like, do whatever. So, I drive out to Virginia Beach, and I find somewhere to park. Actually, I was looking for this little hippie shop that I knew it was one of the cooler. It wasn't one of the stuff that you can get on the beach, like the ghetto, real cheap, horrible white trash stuff. No, it was like a genuine little hippie shop. And I wanted to see if they had something, which they didn't, but I still had a really good time going in there and hanging out. I was the only person in there. I was surprised they were actually open. I mean, nothing. There was like 1 or 2 shops on Virginia Beach that were open and like 1 restaurant. And I remember going into a shop and I found Carol a necklace, and I think I found a bracelet, or I don't know. I found a bunch of neat little things. And so I just got this video camera and I was walking up and down the street, and I don't even know whatever happened to the recording, but I was walking up and down the strip, just talking, because there was nobody around. It was a ghost town. It was pretty cool. I mean, there were people here and there, but not many. So I did that for about half an hour, maybe an hour, and then I said, I'm just going to go sit on the beach. And so I took my sandals off, and I walked down to the beach, and I just sat there there were surfers out there, and it wasn't raining, but it was real gray, and the waves were huge down near the pier. And I just sat there and I just watched them, and like those are the most precious of moments sometimes. I mean, you can have them with other people, you can have them with your family, but to not have any particular goal or destination or timeline in mind, like, I mean, I kind of did, but it didn't cloud my vision. And to be able to step outside of my normal daily life of routine, and doing this at this time and this at this time and getting back and blah 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 blah, gotta watch the kid, gotta feed the kid, just to have a day like that every now and again is really, really good for the human soul. I think you can love your family like crazy, but sometimes you need those days, because it even helps you remember how much you really miss and love them when you're not with them. But that day was just a great day. I just remember, I don't often do things like that in my life. I haven't done that very often. Sometimes I'd walk over to the graveyard by myself near my house. It was an old big graveyard with a giant mausoleum, and I'd climb up on top of the mausoleum, and from the front it was about a 30-foot drop, like down to stone stairs and rock, like but all around it was just really cool. It was cool to hang out up there. I used to go there at night with a candle and light a candle and write poetry by the moonlight. No, I never did that, but I would take a candle and just kind of sit over there and hang out. And of course, whenever I've gone to New Hampshire, those moments are really, because most of my memories, except for one trip with Gwen and Carol when she was still a baby, not Carol, Gwen, New Hampshire had always been something I just did with a few of my friends. So I'd gone so many times with my friends. I had a lot of those moments, because like after you, I don't know how to say this without sounding like kind of nerdy, but like after you become an adult and you have your own life and your own vehicle that you have to deal with, and this, that, and the other. I know this is going back 25, 23 years of my life. I can't remember, But, like, it also comes with these moments of solitude, like, where you don't feel like there's someone or something hovering. Like, and as you experience these moments, like, you gotta hold on to them and cherish them, because when you're in them, they go so fast. Like, I remember, here's another great one. New Hampshire, by Indian Head, the lake behind Indian Head Resort. This is a funny story because I get shit for this all the time. I've told you this, I think. Peter Burke, who's going to be here in less than a month, which I'm really excited about. Nearly shitting in my pants right now. Oh, yep. Okay. And Jeff Godick and Jimmy Bassett. And we all went over there at night. The lights were on the lake itself. Um, and I started getting this weird ticking in the back of my neck. Right? And then I'd see a bat fly by, and then a few minutes later, like I could feel. I can't really explain the sensation. Ticking is the closest I can. It was more like when you get a low grade shock, like in my spinal cord, or like when you put a 9-volt battery to your tongue. It was like a referred pain without the pain, and that feeling would go in my neck, and all of a sudden I'd be like, what the hell is going on? And then I'd start looking out, and I'd see them. The bats would be coming at my general direction. I think they were bouncing their sonar off of me, realizing that there was something in the way, and then veering off course before they, struck me. I'm not. Some people can detect sonar, and like it's a very small population. It's like 3% or something like that. But I'm not ruling it out because it was weird, and it's happened not just there to me before too. Like I'm like, oh my god, there it is again, and then boom, lo and behold, there's a bat. I'll be out in the country or like even in my yard sometime back in Massachusetts. Very rarely, but from time to time. Isn't that cool? I think it's pretty cool. It's kind of like a real ghetto superpower. I can't really... Well, I imagine it has some use. I'll research it. So, I'm a mutant, and I'm 1/8 elven now. That's a pretty cool combination. It's like a night crawler. Oh. Ooh. Oh, man. It's a little strong tonight. Yeah, I was making a mess with this tonight. I had a little bit left in there that I'd stuck in the fridge. And so I was going to make one that was... I actually poured this into a smaller glass. And then I was like, oh, there's not enough to fill the glass. It was like half. So I'm like, well, I'll try to make a mild one. So I made a mild one and mixed it. It wouldn't fit all in one cup. So I had to clean this cup. Then I had to pour them both into that cup. Well, pouring the first cup, my hand just got stupid and just decided to veer off course, and just it went everywhere, or at least half of it. And then I forgot to get the second one. I had to go back. You don't care about that. Anywho, these experiences we have. I think we all have them. There are moments that, I think they happen a lot, but the real meaningful ones, I think, are very few and far between. And being on the lake that night was one of them. And like I said, going to Virginia Beach was one of them. Scusset Beach, that's another one that I just, I used to go at night there and just lie down on a blanket for however long I felt like, until I either got kicked out or I decided to drive home. Even driving alone is like long distances. Like when I went to New York, I drove last time. And it was about like 8 or 9 hour drive. But it's nice because, like, you don't have to worry about someone else's feelings. Like, should I see if they want to pull over? Should we pull over now? Do we need to go here? Do I need to... What if they don't like this food? Like, you can just eat wherever you want, stop, take your time, whatever. It's just awesome. And like I said, it's not always being alone, but I think not having chaos around you benefits a lot. Like... It's experience. I've had the experience a lot when I've gone hiking and stuff too. It's been so long since I've hiked. It's like, I guess I should. Na 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 na. I love those Counting Crows. I haven't gone camping or hiking. The problem is with hiking, I gotta get in better shape. But one day at a time, I think I'm getting there. I've just stopped buying snacks. Like, I need to just stick to that. And if I can stick to that and just have to deal with what's in the house at the time, like, I think I'm going to start losing weight pretty quickly. Because last night, there was nothing to munch on. I usually, like I've told you guys before, like, there's just those snacks that I like to have at night. I don't know. They're just comfort snacks, I guess, or whatever. So, but they're usually like 10 to midnight that I'm eating them. Sometimes going up the stairs, I'm still eating like a Swedish fish or something. So I figure if I just stop entirely just buying it, yeah, I'm going to hate it at night when I'm like, man, I'd really like to munch on something right now. But I'm also not going to be able to. And I'm not going to want to go drive because I've probably had a White Russian. So these are saving my life. I'm just fed up with weight and stuff like that. And I still haven't topped the heaviest I've ever been. So I'm very happy with that. So before I do, I'm going to act, and I'm going to act now, and I'm going to get the eye of the tiger. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I say that a lot. You know what I'm saying? That'd be a good shirt. Know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I'm going to wrap this one up at 15 minutes, sorry. I'm going to come back and show you some drawings that I did today and some inkings that I did today. When you get out in the world tomorrow, on your way to work, you're stopping for coffee, you go out for lunch at lunchtime, you're sitting next to somebody who's next to a cubicle that is having a bad day, don't forget to make somebody smile tomorrow. You might save a life. You never know. You know, that's what suicides have said. I've said this before. Most suicide attempts that, live, say, if somebody had just acknowledged me that day, I wouldn't have tried to do this. So, you never know. You really don't. Let's get this world spinning a little happier together. I listened to a lot of conservative radio today, and I'm trying to keep politics out of this from now on because they bring my ass down. Like, if you've noticed the last 5 or 6 nights, I haven't brought religion or politics into it, and I think you can tell that my spirit's been higher because I still listen to it, but it's not worth wasting time on these videos on people that I don't agree with. That's the best way I can say it. I invite it on myself when I bring it up. See? I can already feel like the tumor in my, the bulging in my skull. The veins pulsing. Anywho, let's go talk about some drawings. Come back on the next one. If you're loving these, please subscribe. If you know somebody who you think might like these, mention it to them, show it to them. I've had some people email me recently that said they showed it to somebody on their phone. So cool, thank you. Respect, brothers. Share it on your Facebooks if you feel like it. Twitters, Facebooks, Pinterest, Instagram. So many things now. Can we just consolidate LinkedIn and all these dumbass things? I'm really tired of it. Alright, let's talk about drawing. Coming back. 2 shakes of a lamb tail. 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. How did that start anyway? I'm going to look that up while we take a break here. Alright, I'll be right back. Thanks for coming out, guys, and checking this up. And I'll see you guys on the next episode, or, part 2 of Road to 4066.